coverage of the Altherm Window Systems New Zealand Jetsprinting Championship for 2018 is brought to you by Altherm. A brilliant second place, his highest placing yet, for Andy Ryan and Carrie-Anne Allen in the Joker, was certainly one of the highlights of round 3 of the Fowler Homes Group A, played out at the Metronix Aquatrack. Conversely, it was a case of what might have been for the Novus Autoglass team of Cy Gibbon and Donna Thompson. Capping it all off and coming out on top to keep his perfect season alive, PSP Racing's Ollie Silverton and Jess Sid. So if we have a look at the points going into round 4, it's the perfect season thus far for PSP Racing, Ollie Silverton and Jess Sid. The contrast could not be more stark between the round 3 venue and here in Hastings for round 4. From the purpose-built track beside a busy highway to the lush, picturesque surroundings of the very rural Riverside Jet Track in Crownport. Don't let the calmness of the setting or the pristine waters fool you. Under that glass-like surface were plenty of shelves and hidden surprises to trap the unwary. Fast and flowing, the track has something for everyone. Cy Gibbon explains.
Really fast flowing. And nice clean spring-fed track, so the boat actually sits quite nice and deep in the water. So in terms of if you have got any gremlins with handling problems, this is a track where they go away. So yeah, for us, with the way the points are, whether we get him, he really has to make a mistake and we have to do well. So, but 5 points, hey, who knows? There's still a long way to go. We're only at round 4, another couple after this, and we'll just see how it all stacks up at the end. We're changing a few things. The motor's just running a wee bit rich. We're just down on power and just a bit of a stumble off the start line, which I think the front floats are a bit high, so we're just going to adjust that now and then just chip away. We just sort of don't really want to do too much because it seems to be going all right. That last run, there's probably plenty more in it. I don't know if we get into the 45s, but we might get into the low 46s. So yeah.
Just as it had been at round 3, Gibbon would be without his regular co-driver, Paul Thompson.
Oh, poor Nav's laid up on the couch. He's not very well at all. He had an operation last week, so he thought he was going to be right for this one, but no, not to be.
For PSP Racing's Ollie Silverton, the money corner here at Hastings is the hairpin.
There's always that hairpin, which we're always going to get down here. This rotation and this track is nothing without that hairpin. But yeah, everywhere else is really fast and really flowing. I think sort of natural progression's taken over, and the track's sort of getting a little bit wider. It's not getting deeper. It's just getting wider, and those edges are really shallow. And I think they're going to catch a few people out if the water level drops as the day goes on.
Like all the top teams, PSP Racing had made some subtle changes in the off-season to keep their advantage.
You go away from a season and you do a whole lot of work in the off-season and you think you've made that little bit of gain, but everyone else has made the same gain, so you're all back to square one.
So if we go into the first elimination, a few surprises. Rick Burke and Alf Kill on top in Firewater. Current joint Group B champions Clayton and Mandy Tisdall had found the move to Group A was not without its challenges. For the couple from Tapanui in the deep south, the travel is tough enough. Compete in a very strong Group A field where tenths of a second separate the heroes from the zeros. They're 47.906, not quite good enough. Sean and Faye Rice and Costa Nostra had qualified with a 48.167, but had sliced nearly a second off that in the 9. Taranaki husband and wife had again booked themselves a top 6 spot. Andy Ryan and Carrie-Anne Allen had a career-high second overall at round 3 in Waitra, but here at the Riverside Jet Track had struggled in the qualifying, and those struggles continued in the top 9 at 49.549, a chapter of errors. Ray and Nicky Ferguson were back at Hastings for round 4 in their Westview Aluminium Sprint Tech, qualifying 6th to make the 9 with a 47.876. Their 47.587, although an improvement, meant they would gain the last transfer spot to the top 6. Harry Wheelings and his longtime navigator Jason Conroy, while still relatively young, qualified for veteran status in Fowler Homes Group A. Joining the sport with his father Phil, Harry piloted Usain Bolt to a 47.757. Cy Gibbon, still without regular cohort Paul Thompson, had knocked some of the shininess off his new Singer hull after the DNF in the final at Waitra. But here, he and new navvy Donna Thompson were flying, topping the charts in the 9. Runaway points leader in Fowler Holmes Group A, Ollie Silverton and Jess Sitt in PSP Racing were fourth quickest in qualifying and third here in the 9, safely through to the next elimination, but not with the dominance of before. Shane and Ross Travers, father and son combination from Wanganui, was second quickest in the qualifiers and third quickest in the 9, and just a shade off the time of Cy Gibbon. It was the current world champions in Group A, Rick Burke and Elf Kill, that were the fastest of all in qualifying. Their 46.326 meant 4 boats separated by just tenths of a second. Their 46.556 in the top 9, a little slower, but still fast in Firewater. So we'll cut the 9 from 6 and it'll be Cy Gibbon and Donna Thompson on top as we go to the next elimination. First to go, this is Sean and Faye Rice out of Taranaki. Faye's a pilot. Sean is the company director for Elite Kitchens, one of the sponsors along with Monster Energy for Cosa Nostra. This is a new boat for the Rices. It's a new Sprint Tech G-Force hull. They got their start in the ex-Paul Gaston Stinger a couple of seasons ago now. Qualified with a 48.187, that was the 8th best qualifying time. Into the 9 with a 47.846. This is the 6. We'll look for the split time. It needs to be in the low 30s, I would think. You're back on board here with Sean and Faye. Faye's a pilot, as I mentioned before, so she's no stranger to going quick and making split-second decisions. 31.582 at the split, so this is going to transfer into another 47-second clocking, I would think, and that's about the pace we saw from the 9 for the Taranaki couple. Will they be fast enough to make it into the 3? That'll be the last elimination. That'll be the final elimination. Will the 47.724 be good enough? Next to go, this is Ray and Nikki Ferguson, husband and wife couple from Lower Hutt. Been around the sport for a long, long time in all sorts of different guises. Last season, Nikki co-drove for Kelly Manel in Group B in Girl Tour. Ray's been right through the grades from Group B to Group A and had a bit of a flirtation with Superboat with his father a few seasons ago, and he's also been one of the top administrators, certainly one of the driving force behind the Featherston round of the New Zealand jet sprinting. Another one in the 47s in qualifying, 6th best with a 47.878, and then in the top 9 was a 47.587. Split time to beat is the 31.582 of Sean and Faye Rice. They don't do it. It's a 32.337. This time's going to blow out just a little bit. You've got to get that hairpin absolutely dead right. Maybe there was a little bit of a hesitation there for Ray and Nikki. This is a Sprint Tech Chef combination, a 48.315, so they currently sit second in the top 6. Remember, we'll cut them to 3. And you can pretty near put the house on the fact that Ollie Silverton and Jess Sitt will be there. They are the defending Fowler Holmes Group A champions, and them going for the repeat here, and they've had the perfect season so far. 3 from 3, they haven't been beaten. Best qualifying time was in the 46s, a 46.593. That was the 3rd best time. Another 46 in the 9, a 46.868. Again, 3rd best. They haven't been right there, but they've been making the elimination cuts, and that's the secret to jet sprinting. What can they do here? 30.689, that's the fastest so far for the split time for this very much experienced combination. Jess Sitt is the marketing manager for PSP, and Ollie Silverton is a designer for drainage systems. Heading down towards the finish line now. They got the hairpin just right. You're on board with them as they flash through the finish line, and it's the first 45 we've seen in the eliminations. 45.842. Puts the acid on these boys. Rick Burke and Elf Kill. Both out of Hamilton. They're the current Group A World Champions from the 2016 UIM World Championships that were held here in New Zealand. Round 1 at Mary, round 2 in Bay Park. The boat is a Sprint Tech G-Force Firewater by name. The Chev V8 engine in the back of it puts out around about 620 horsepower. Another one into the 46s early. They did that in the qualifying and then repeated in the 9 with a 46.566. That was the 4th quickest time. They were fastest in the qualifying. 31.055, a little bit off the pace that we saw from Ollie Silverton and Jess Sitt. 30.689, the fastest time to beat. But the ones that'll be a little bit worried will be Ray and Nikki Ferguson there. 48.315 puts them on the bubble, and it's looking doubtful. 46.597 for Rick and Elf in Firewater. This is the father and son combination of Ross and Shane Travers out of Wanganui. Group B champions in 2015. It's a Stinger hull with a 14 Chevy, runs around about 650 horsepower. Another combination that were firmly in the 46s, second in the qualifying with a 46.426. Top 9 time was a 46.122. looking for a split time around about the low 30s, I would think, maybe 31. Nice through the hairpin. You see the way the boat rises out of the water, but the grate doesn't come out, so that means they get the power to the ground, because the jet unit is essentially just a pump. 31.224 at the split, 31.055 for Rick Burke and Elf Kill. They're 46.597. Now looking a little bit doubtful. Will Ross and Shane Travers be in the final three? Heading down towards the finish line now, 46.221. It's not the 45.842 that we saw from Ollie Silverton, with Cy Gibbon and Donna Thompson still to go. And I think we will say goodbye to Rick and Elf Kill. This is the combination currently in second in the points. Well, in fact, it's not, because it's Donna Thompson sitting doing the navigational duties. No relation to Paul. Paul convalescing on the couch at home. Did a great job together at Waitara, except for the final, where they crashed in the final three. They've been the benchmark, if you like, has Cy Gibbon and Donna Thompson. It's a Stinger hull, brand new Stinger hull, after they crashed the jet speed at Waitara and wrote the machine off. 30.765. That's second to the split time of Ollie Silverton's 30.689. So it's going to be desperately close, but we shouldn't be surprised at that. It's been desperately close right throughout the Fowler Holmes Group A. Have a look on the L-Thin window systems clock. It's another 45.901, but Ollie Silverton will stay at the top as we cut them from 6 to 3 with that 45.842. So we go back to the Methanex Aquatrack for round 3 in Stinger Boats Group B. It was the Taranaki concrete man, Bevan Schuler, who got his first taste of the podium with 3rd place overall. Second place went to Girl Talk, Kelly Manel and Cherie Patterson. And taking his second win of the season and taking the maximum 30 points, 2-time champions, Paddy Hayden and wife Jay in PSP Racing. Schizo. So if we have a look at the points, it is oh so close, but it is the defending champions on top. So heading into the 4th round, it was the Haydens on top in second place, Daniel Reid, and just 1 point back was Kelly Manel. What they would face here in Hastings at the Riverside Jet Track would demand a totally different skill set from the ones used at Waitara. And with the race again so tight at the top, it was a case of adapt quickly or fall by the wayside just as quickly. Paddy Hayden explains.
A lot of driver control required there. I'm sort of a bit famous for giving it 100 on the right foot and not so much driver skill. So yeah, definitely a driver's track at Waitara, and this one here at Hastings is horsepower and speed.
The Girl Talk team had made a rapid recovery in the points after their crash in round 2 at Wanganui, and now sat just 1 point back from second place here in round 4.
Keep steering it, keep pushing it a little bit more, and then yeah, just chip away. It's always been my mantra, just keep chipping away, and yeah, get there in the end. No, absolutely stoked to make the top 3, and from now it's just which step I get to step up onto, so hopefully number 1.
So once again, we cut them from 6 to just 3, and first to go it will be Bevan Schuler and Sam Fergus. Rotakeri Rocket is the boat. Now, at the last round at Waitara, they invited members of the crowd to come down and write slogans and paint messages on the hull of Rotakeri Rocket, and they were doing that to raise money for Shave for a Cure. And I think Bevan might have been talked into having his head shaved as well. We'll have to get back to you on that one. These guys have been quick. Didn't compete in round 1, didn't go to Wanaka, but we're in the 52s straight away in the qualifying, and then a 51.251 in the top 9. Repeated the dose in the 6th with another 51.023, so they need all that speed if they want to turn back Paddy and Jay Hayden. Looking for a split time, obviously slightly slower than what we see in Group A. The engine's the same, but slightly detuned, different cam, different specification 4-barrel carburetor. It's a 34.554. So that's going to transfer into another 51-second run, I would think. Bevan in his second full season in jet sprinting here in Stinger Boats Group B. 51.266, so he sets the benchmark in the top 3. The rest have got to beat him.
stoked for the day. I struggled off pretty slow this morning. I really struggled with the rotation, but happy with the result. Another podium, can't go wrong. Absolutely fantastic.
Well, you get the feeling things might have been different if Bevan had competed in round one. Kelly Manel and Cherie Patterson did, and that's why they now will be sitting in second place, because Daniel Reid hasn't performed up to his best. So I think in the points that these two, who we're looking into the faces of here, might have moved through into second spot. This is Kelly Manel and Cherie Patterson. Cherie out of Wanganui, Kelly these days out of New Plymouth. Kelly is a teacher, Cherie is an administrator. The boat is Girl Talk. It's a Stinger hull with a 500 horsepower Chev in it, sponsored by Engine Rebuilders, 0800 My Engine. Kelly's been in the 51s right through, 51.6 in the qualifying, 33.726, so that's appreciably quicker from what we saw from Bevan Shawler. So if she keeps it on the island, or more importantly keeps it off the island, this is going to be a pretty good run for the girl that is the past navigating world champion in superboats with husband Leighton. 50.197 for Kelly Manel, so she sits at the top. But this combination today at Hastings has been nearly unbeatable. They topped the qualifying with a 48.583. They topped the top 9 with a 48.372. And bless me if they didn't do it again at the 6 with a 48.325. Schizo Racing is the boat name. It's a Stinger. Chev runs around about 500 horsepower, as all these Stinger boats Group B machines do. Paddy is self-employed. Jay is a nurse. Oh, and they just got a little bit wrong coming out of the hairpin there, so that maybe cost them. But they got a bit of time to play with. They're the only ones in the 48s. If they can replicate what they've done in the previous eliminations, they'll get the 30 points and the top spot. And it looks like they're going to do that. 32.220, the fastest split we've seen. And they race their way towards the finish. Look at Jay just urging on her husband. Down towards the finish line they come now. This is going to be another 48-second clocking. It's the fastest run they've done all day. 48.270. They finish it on a high and they win again.
We sort of thought we might be able to crack a 47 today, but we've been trying real hard. But yeah, not for us. Roll on, Mary. We'll see if our luck can stay with us there.
So once again, Paddy and Jay Hayden top the charts from Kelly Manel and Cherie Patterson.
I went up to that hairpin and I cut a couple of corners like Leighton suggested, but yeah, it just wasn't quite enough.
So let's have a look at the tail of the tape. From 3, there is just 1, and it is Paddy and Jay Hayden in Schizo. They win again here at Hastings. Overall, the situation changes a little bit. Paddy Hayden gets the 30 points. Kelly Manel and Cherie Patterson the 29, and Bevan Shawler and Sam Fergus the 28. Paddy Hayden and Jay Hayden going for the three-peat here in Group B and on target to do so. Right, we move back now to Fowler Homes Group A, and we've found our top 3. And once again, the cream rises to the top. It will be Ollie Silverton and Jess Sitt. It will be Cy Gibbon and Donna Thompson. And it will be Ross and Shane Travers. And it's Ross and Shane Travers that go first. They did a 46.221 in the top 6. Can they go quicker here? You get the feeling they might have to. They might have to be in the 45s if they want to take the chocolates and the maximum 30 points here. Have a look on the Alfern Window Systems clock on the left-hand side of your screen as we ride here with this father and son combination from Wanganui. Ross has done a fair bit of motorsport in his time. He's shared a mini-stock with his daughter for the last few seasons. He's also raced sidecars on the dirt and also on the road. So speed doesn't bother him. Shane's an engineer. And Ross is a mechanic, a self-employed mechanic. Working down towards the split, 30.994. So that's appreciably quicker than what they did in the 6. That was a 31.244. The boat's a Stinger, sponsored by Steve-O's Distributors, Hepner Motorsport and Fordell Garage. This is going to be a quick time. It's not going to be a 45, but it's going to be one of their quickest times, a 46.222. In fact, they went a little bit quicker in the 6 with a 46.221. It's just how close it is here in Fowler Homes Group A. Now, this is the unusual sight of not seeing Ollie Silverton and Jess Sitt go first. They're in danger of losing their winning streak. 3 from 3 so far. This is round 4 of 6 from here will go to Merry. This combination hasn't been beaten. They're the defending champions. PSP Racing is the boat. You're looking into the faces or the smoked face shields of both Jess Sitt and Ollie Silverton. Jess Sitt doing the navigational duties. They're the champions in Group B. That was a little bit untidy coming out of the hairpin. You see water coming over the front of the boat, and that's maybe going to cost them 30.689 in the 6, a 30.722, so they're down. Maybe the changes they made before the final aren't working. The 45.842 was good enough for second overall in the top 6. Are they going to be second overall here, or are they going to gain the top spot? Well, they're going to be second, but they're going to be second to Ross and Shane Travers, with Cy Gibbons still to come. And that now puts the acid on this combination. Cy Gibbon and Donna Thompson. Donna is a angel of mercy. She's a nurse. Cy Gibbon is the sales manager. Novus Autoglass is the boat. It's the brand new Stinger after they ruined the jet speed at Wanaka in round 1. They went through the spectator fence. It meant the racing had to be curtailed. They crashed again in Waitra, but they put up a pretty good performance. Simon couldn't believe the difference between the Stinger and the jet speed. And so far, they've been the tops. They were tops in qualifying. They were top in the 6. Ollie Silverton played second fiddle to them. What's it going to be this time round? In the 6th, they did a 30.765. They've smashed that with a 30.006. The top 6 time was a 45.901. If they repeat that, they'll win here at Hastings. Could they go quicker? 45.901 to beat. Look at the way the boat sits flat on the surface. And they do beat the time. 45.317. We've found a new winner in Fowler Homes Group A. And it's South Canterbury's Simon Gibbon and Donna Thompson from Wanganui. And they break the winning streak of Ollie Silverton.
We knew in the past on other tracks that we'd been able to make a game with the changes we made, so we're really happy with third place. So it's good points, and it keeps us right up there. So yeah, no, we're stoked.
We're cutting that many islands, it wasn't funny. Just managing just a straight line, but that we're told we couldn't straight line because they'd altered the track, but I think we did every run. Real close being second.
Does that make all the hard work worth it?
Oh, it does after the last couple of weeks. Yeah, all those endless nights in the shed. So to take a win here is very awesome, and especially to beat Ollie. You know, the calibre he brings to the game. So yeah.
Well, that is really going to tighten up the championship battle as we've got 2 rounds to go. Let's check it. The overall, Cy Gibbon and Donna Thompson take out the win here in Hastings, the Riverside Jet Track. In second place, it is Ross and Shane Travers, and in third place, it'll be Ollie Silverton and Jess Sitt. Overall, it's still Ollie and Jess on top, but it is closing up. A new boat and a fantastic result for Rob and Ange Coley at round 3 of the Altherm Window Systems New Zealand Jetsprinting Championships for the Mouthfresh Superboats. Whilst it may have been the Coleys making all the right noises in their new Nissan twin-turbo V8, it was the defending champion, Peter Cowie, that came out on top. Another win in round 3. So at the halfway stage, it is Peter Cowie and Shamra Puturanui with a perfect score of 90 points from Nick Berryman and Tanya Ironmonger. Hastings was the destination for round 4, the Riverside Jet Track in Crownthorpe, probably the most picturesque setting we go to over the season. Spring-fed still waters always holds traps for the unwary. Mouthfresh hairpin at the bottom of the course, the scene of many great runs' demise. A welcome return, the Altherm Window Systems sponsored Chev HRE Twin Turbo Sprint Tech of Clean Head, but sadly not with head driving it.
Obviously had a bit of back surgery done back in August, and sort of not quite the results that I expected from it, so it does look like I have to go and have another surgery done. Got a fair bit of stuff to test on the boat at the moment, and Richard didn't have anything to jump in and drive this weekend, so I sort of thought, hey, it's a good opportunity to put someone in there that can give it a good go and put someone in there that we can get some feedback from. And yeah, we'll just learn a little bit about what we've done during the off-season. Got a few different bits and pieces going on with the engine and stuff like that. So long story short, I'm not good enough to drive it.
Bert, a two-time Superboat New Zealand champion, was fast becoming the go-to guy to sort out your race boat and was more than very keen to try the World Championship machine.
The Elephant Window Systems boat is its own identity really, with the clean heat engine in it. It's we're winding each other up during the week about mid-range power and that side of things, and he says, trust me, there'll be enough. I'm just struggling a little bit at this stage with it. Obviously when the power comes on, it comes on in truckloads, which is cool. I've had 3 runs in it and just trying to get my head around the different hull. Obviously when you stand on the throttle, this thing just sucks down to the track and it just wants to go. So.
With Richard in the boat, we'll do a couple of rounds with him there, just get everything that we've done over the off-season right and prepare the boat to take over to the Worlds in November. So hey, hopefully all goes well on the second surgery and it'll be back in the water or back in the boat ready to go for the Worlds. Yeah, hey, it's a bit of a shame, a bit of a long road, but yeah, it is what it is.
Rob Coley was back at a track he had gone well at before, and buoyed by the performance from round 3 at Waitara, was looking for more of the same.
It is a nice rotation. In fact, I think this might have been the rotation that we were running when I won here a couple of years ago, and it does flow really nice. I mean, it's got some tight stuff in with Pete pushing out those couple of islands down through the back there. Sort of you've got to really drive that now. There's no straight lining, and same coming around that hairpin, but it does seem a little bit more open, and it flows nice, you know. And the key is, I know straight away with a track, you'll be learning it, and you learn a nice flowing rotation within a couple of minutes. You know, they can still be challenging, but they've just got to flow, you know, and this is a nice track. Have enjoyed it.
This was a track that Peter Coe had won on before as well. Were there any tracks that he hadn't won on? The unbeaten series points leader, another that liked the flow.
This rotation is flowing. It's not a big track, but it's very flowing and really suits the turbo. So already, you know, we see Rob Coley twin turbo Nissan package. I think it was a second event in that, so you know he's really hauling. I think he's only 0.01 or something behind us, so there's nothing in it.
So it's nice to be not chasing times for a change, you know. You always get out there and you go, oh, where are we going to find bloody, you know, 3 seconds, and when you already feel like you're hard at it. And this thing, honestly, it's just ease to drive. I mean, we're hardly touching it, and you're competitive, and you know there's plenty more there, and it's effortless, and it just feels so good. I'd still like to give a big block a crack in the way we were going to do it, just to see if there was a difference, more for my own interests. But no, loving this package as a whole. It's working out good, and as I say, it's just nice to be sort of competitive. And everyone says in the crowd, oh, it doesn't sound the same, it's just not the same. But I guess it's all about the drive and being competitive at the end of the day. It's might have to get some sounds to go in the back to make it noisy.
Heaps of competition here, big field and a really good crowd, and nice to see the end of the rain and sunshine's back out, so it's a good day to go racing.
Among the crowd, these devoted fans from the US.
We met some of the guys that came over to America for the Worlds. The guys that came over were so much faster, and so we thought we have got to go to New Zealand where it all started. First we started with Robbie, and then he got us on to Pip, and Pip, we've been planning this trip since last September, and she was just remarkable in making sure that we were able to get transportation here and enjoy the races, and it's just, the hospitality has been fabulous.
Well, the racing was fabulous, and at the end of qualifying, it was Richard Burt on top in the Elephant Window Systems boat. The sun was shining, the track was prepped, and the 5 qualifiers now were out of the way. The eliminations were about to start. The top 9 became a top 10 as Rex Bryant was competing as a non-championship driver and finishing 10th with a 47.802 with Dave Simmons and John Ferry in Blue Flame. Scott Donald and Nicole Reesby at Wickers and Wild just missed the all-important top 6 cut-off. Featherston Farmer stopping the clocks with a 44.896 for 7th. Richard Murray and racehorse trainer Joe Rathbone and Vina Machine made the 9 with a 45.772. They took nearly a second off that in the top 9 with a 44.612. Give the Ford fans on the hill something to cheer about. 5th place and moving on. Graham Hansen was 7th quickest in qualifying to get to the 9 in 45.023 in Rusty 1. They couldn't repeat those heroics in the top 9. An off-pace 46.747 saw them a distant 9th, which meant their day would finish early. Although not competing in the whole championship, hence a top 10 rather than a top 9 in Elimination 1, Rex Bryant and Amanda Kiddo had been fast. Their 44.532 from qualifying would have seen them into the 6th, but here a 44.966 didn't. Baden Gray, a standout Group A competitor, and Darren Todd, the Superboat World Championship navigator, had been steadily chipping away in their 434 twin-turbo Chev Stinger. A 5th place at Waitra showed that, and here a 44.582 meant they were again top 6 bound. But just past the halfway stage of the championship, Nick Berryman and Tanya Ironmonger sat 2nd overall in New Zealand Riverjet. Into the 43s in qualifying, but a little off that here. Their 44.324, 4th quickest, easily into the 6th in the Stinger. A fine 2nd place on debut for the new Nissan Sprint Tech combination for Team Poison Ivy and Rob and Ange Coley. Still getting used to the noise, or lack of it, the Coleys another combo qualifying in the 43s. They were again in the 43s and the 9, a 43.709 for 2nd quickest. A 43.559 in qualifying for many times New Zealand and World Superboat champion Peter Coe and Shamra Putanui meant the NZ Trojan Total Oils boat easily made the 9. A slightly quicker 43.395 meant they were top 6 bound after this run as well. But for the 2nd time in as many meetings, they wouldn't be on top of the eliminations. That honour would fall to the driver for hire, Richard Bird. Bird had brought his regular navigator to the Glen Head-owned L-Therm window system. They had both adapted well to the boat and smashed out a 42.856 here to lay the gauntlet firmly at the feet of the rest of the field in Mouthfresh Superboat. So on top, it is the driver for hire, Richard Burt and Hayley House, with that amazing 42.856. Peter Coe playing 2nd fiddle again. So this is the way the top 6 looks like here at Hastings. It's round 4 of the L-Therm Window Systems New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championships. Welcome back to the Riverside Jet Track in Hastings. It's round 4 of 6 for the New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championships, and the big crowd are being thoroughly entertained here. This is the top 6 of Mouthfresh Superboat, and this is Richard Murray and Joe Rathbone. The boat is Meena Machine. It's powered by a 440 cubic inch Ford supercharged and fuel injected big V8 sitting in the back of the Stinger hull, which has been around a long, long time. He was the Group A champion back in 2013. He's a farmer by trade. Joe, as we've told you, trains racehorses. Qualifying time, 45.645. It dropped down to the 44s with a 44.612 and the 9. And that was a 29.564 split. So this one's going to be even faster again, I think. Currently 5th in the New Zealand Championships, in the Mouthfresh New Zealand Superboat Championships for 2018. 44.270. First to go in the 6. He sets the benchmark, and it's a 44.270. This is Baden Gray and Darren Todd. Baden's a mortgage broker from Auckland, ex-Group A New Zealand, both number 2 and number 3. And Darren Todd, as I mentioned before, the current World Superboat Navigational Champion, a title he gained with Glen Head in 2016. The boat is a Stinger, powered by a 434 twin-turbo Chevy engine, 1,200 horsepower at the back of the boat. Remember, it is the superboat class, so it's unlimited, as the name suggests. Any combination you want to put in there. Hulls are around about the same size as both Group A and Group B boats. The split time was a 30.336. Not quite the speed that we saw from Richard Murray. So the acid comes on now here for Baden Gray and Darren Todd. Vickers Aircraft Company are the sponsors, and it's a 44.828. So he's come home quickly, has Baden Gray. Pretty new to the Superboat ranks, but putting up a fairly good performance. Nick Berryman, Tanya Ironmonger is currently sitting in second place overall in Mount Fresh Superboat. Coming off a great performance at Waitra. New Zealand River Jet is the boat. It's a 410 Chevy Whipple supercharged engine, 11 to 1200 horsepower. I know that Bronson Dunn, tuner extraordinaire, is helping out the team here at Hastings. In the 43s in qualifying, dropped down to a 44.324 in the top 9. This is the 6 from 6. We'll cut them down to 3, and they'll be our finalist. 30.007, that's the second fastest split we've seen. Only topped by Richard Murray and Joe Rathbone. They were the first to go. That should transfer into another 43-second run, I would think, here for the man from Rotorua. 43.911 for Nick Berryman and Tanya Ironmonger. They go to the top of the table here at Riverside.
I cocked up the hairpin a little bit, but we dropped to second. We've been in the 43.8, which is exactly where you need to be for this top 3 going in.
Robert Edge Coley next to go. The boat is Poison Ivy. It's a Brian Hartley inspired Nissan twin turbo Sprint Tech combination. Second to Peter Coey in the last round at Waitra. Mount Fresh, Global Products and Silk Baby and Beauty are the sponsors. And of course both Ange and Rob sponsoring the Superboat class here at the New Zealand Championship. Looking for a split time around about the high 28s, maybe low 29s, puts them in the hunt, I would think. Nice at the hairpin. Look at the way this boat just grabs a whole handful of water and just rockets down the course. 28.445. That is the fastest split we've seen this afternoon for the Poison Ivy team. Rob and Ange Coley working their way around the back side of the course now. Spectators on either side. It really is a viewing pleasure here at Hastings. It's round 4 of 6, and it's a 42.425 for Rob and Ange Coley. They go to the top. Just have a look at the way the boat just negotiates the left-right combination, sitting perfectly flat on the water. A lot of people thought that the big block that he had in the boat previously was slowing it down, but this certainly isn't doing that. This is Peter Coey and Shamra Putranui. The NZ Trojan Total Oils 600 small block track sport engine sitting in behind the Sprint Tech G-Force. Coey, well, what do you need to know? 11 times a New Zealand champion, 7 times a world champion. He is running the perfect season thus far in the Eltham Window Systems New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championship. 3 from 3, 90 points on the top of the table at the moment, but is he going to be able to stay there? Qualifying, he did a 43.559, 43.395 in the top 9, looking for a split time around about the 28-second mark if he wants to beat Rob Coley's 28.445, and I think he has done so. He has 28.155. So once again, we're going to see a 42-second run, 42.826. Coley's gone faster. So Peter Coey goes to second place now, 42.826. Rob Coley on top, 42.425. Richard Burt, Haley Host, well, they've been fast right throughout. When you consider that it's not their boat, they've adapted to it well. This is the Glen Head owned and run HRE twin turbo 1400 horsepower Sprint Tech Eltham Window Systems, but it's Richard Burt and Haley Host driving it. Last seen together in the rotor boat. Before that with Pip Thompson at last round in Waitra. Qualified with a 43.156, dropped into the 42s, 42.856 top in the 9. What are we going to see here? Split time to beat the 28.155 of Peter Coey. They don't beat it, 28.421. Now we transfer our attention to the 42.826 of Coey. He's run second quickest, but he was the last boat to go. Coley's a little bit faster, 42.846 for Richard Burt and Haley Host, though. That puts them currently in third.
We're not using all the throttle yet. Glenn's adamant that the blades that are going in now should hook up a lot better than the ones we had in there just for that run there. So it's giving us a chance. We'll try those ones. If they're not as good, well, we can go back for the finals.
So we go from 6 to 3, and it's Rob Coley on top with that amazing 42.425. Have a look around any of the rounds of the New Zealand Jet Sprinting Championships and you'll see a lot of men and women dressed in orange. They are the rescue crew, and we couldn't do it without them. They're the first call when things go wrong. Luckily today, things haven't gone wrong. This is Richard Burt and Hayley Host. This is the 3. This is where we'll be getting the medals out. Will it be Altherm Window Systems amongst the top runners? Nice through the hairpin that time for Richard Burt, the 2-time New Zealand Superboat Championship holder. He finished second in the Worlds in Superboat, second in Group A as well. Oh, and they've got a problem. They've got a problem. The boat's slowing down. Well, we saw this way too much last season for Glenn Head and Olivia van Dersen, and it's happened again here for Richard Burt. A mechanical issue has halted the progress of Altherm Window Systems.
The run before it broke a blade, and we got a vibration, and I'm assuming this run it's broken another blade, so leaning on it pretty good. Engine's amazing power. The whole Altherm package is just fantastic, and the guys are awesome to work with.
Well, what can this man do? He's been usurped again. We saw it. Rob and Ange Coley beat him in one of the eliminations in Waitara. They've beaten him again here into the top 6. This is the all-important top 3. This is the one that matters the most. Peter Cowie and Sharma Putranui. Sharma was with him when he took his last World Championship, and that was back in the United States of America. Fastest time so far was a 42.826. That was in the top 6. This is the 3. Those times don't mean anything now, but that one does. 28.488. So he gets to post a split. Poor old Richard Burt didn't get that far in his run. So this will transfer to another 42, I would think, but will it be good enough to turn back Rob and Ange Coley? Heading down towards the finish line now. Peter Cowie and Sharma Putranui stop the clock with a 42.654. One to come in the 3 in the Mouthfresh Superboats, and it is Rob and Ange Coley. How much would this mean to Rob Coley if he could tip the master? Away we go. 42.425 in the top 6. That was the best time. This is the 3. This is a Sprint Tech G-Force with the Brian Hartley-inspired Nissan twin-turbo quad-cam V8 sitting behind it. This is only the second round for the championship with this brand new combination. Oh, and maybe just a slight mistake coming out of the hairpin. We've mentioned it so many times before. The Mouthfresh hairpin is the money corner here at Hastings. It's a 28.431 in the split. That's slightly quicker than he did in the 6, and that transferred to the fastest run we've seen, and that was a 42.425. Are we going to see a better time than the 42.654 of Peter Cowie? No, we're not. 42.689. It's close again at the top of Mouthfresh Superboat, but once again it is the master that stands on the top step of the podium.
Towards the second half, I think I just got a little bit anxious, and I felt we got around that hairpin real quick, and we're going good, and sort of just stood on it and just tried to hold it in actually, and I guess doing that doesn't necessarily make it smoother, and obviously we got the quickest time of the day, and that was nice to do that, but it would have been good to lay another one down that would have beaten him. But I guess that's the signs of a true champion. He brings it up when he needs to. It's outstanding. We've got a great team around us, and boys have done an outstanding job. Wife, but couldn't deliver it today.
Well, it just shows you how much it means to Rob Coley.
Really thankful that we got the job done today, and big congratulations to Rob and Ange Coley. What a great result for them, and withstood the pressure and put up a great lap time. So commiserations to Richard, but at least he got to have a drive in a Sprint Tech for a change. So he looked pretty happy. So a big thanks to NZ, Trojan Total, and been working pretty steadily all day, making changes, trying to get a bit more traction into the boat, and we even made a change before the final as well.
So it is Peter Cowie and Sharma Putranui that keep their perfect season alive. It is now 4 for 4 with Mouthfresh Superboats. So the major prize of 30 points goes to Cowie and Putranui. Rob and Ange Coley in second place. Richard Burt and Hayley Host in third. 2 more rounds to go in the championship. Can anybody catch Peter Cowie and Sharma Putranui? The double threat next week. We're at Merry Merry. It's fast, but it's also technical. We'll see you there.